Okay, let's unpack this. You're thinking about moving to Austin, right? And finding the right private elementary school for your child feels, well, maybe a bit overwhelming. You're definitely not alone there. And we really want to help you find a clear path through it all.
It's true. Austin's private elementary schools are incredibly in demand. And for families moving on a tight timeline, that scarcity just adds another layer of complexity. So our mission for this deep dive is really to give you a clear, actionable strategy.
Austin's a fantastic city. It's so vibrant. But yeah, those private school admissions, super competitive. The process often kicks off like 6, even 12 months before the school year starts. That creates some unique hurdles if you're relocating, kind of quickly. So how do we tackle this? I mean, what are the real core challenges families run into? And more importantly, what are the effective strategies, maybe even some surprising ones, for actually securing a spot when you're moving soon?
Well, the main challenges are pretty much what you'd guess. Intense competition for not enough spots and having to manage applications remotely. But here's something interesting, a key insight maybe. Many families focus just on the application itself. The real nugget for the Austin market. Try to start building those informal relationships with admissions offices, even before you have firm dates. That early engagement, showing you're committed, it can subtly shift how they see your family's dedication.
That's a great point about building connections early. Okay, so for those actionable strategies, we absolutely have to stress starting early and researching thoroughly. If you possibly can, kick things off 12 to 18 months ahead for the really sought-after schools. And when you're doing that remote research, remember virtual tours. They aren't just for looking at classrooms. Really look at how engaged the kids seem, how the school communicates online. It's kind of a window into their actual culture.
Exactly. And building on that, leveraging virtual resources is, well, it's non-negotiable. You have to take full advantage of the online application portals, the virtual interviews, even school social media. Like, look for specific updates on wait lists or maybe open houses. These often show how flexible a school might be for relocating families.
Right. And finally, this might be the most critical piece for a smooth move. Prioritize flexibility. Specifically, you want to look for schools with what's called rolling admissions. That means they accept applications and admit students continuously, until they're full instead of just one deadline per year. Also, look for schools that explicitly say they welcome mid-year transfers, and especially those with a real track record experience supporting families who are relocating. Okay, these strategies give us a solid foundation, but the practical question I bet a lot of you have is, okay, which schools actually do this well? Which ones excel at flexibility? Let's dive into some specific examples.
Alpha School comes to mind right away. It's kind of uniquely positioned because of its highly flexible rolling admissions and their pretty innovative virtual diagnostic testing. A key thing about their approach is this AI-driven personalized learning. Basically, the curriculum adapts continuously to each kid's pace. This really helps children adapt quickly or even accelerate. Plus, their transition-focused programs give immediate emotional support, which is huge.
And for maybe the ultimate in flexibility, you really have to look at Acton Academy. They offer monthly start dates. Monthly. And even a 30-day risk-free trial period. That makes them incredibly accommodating if your timeline is unpredictable. Their model, the learner-driven model, where students really own their learning goals, it allows for super quick academic integration. Doesn't matter when your child joins. And if we broaden out a bit, there are other great options depending on your priorities. Trinity Episcopal, for instance, is known for its strong community integration and really solid social emotional learning, or SEL. Focusing on skills like empathy, self-management. They often set up buddy families for new students. Invaluable. Then you've got St. Ignatius Martyr. That one stands out for affordability, a strong community feel, and a great bilingual program. What's also compelling is its location. It's in a really desirable South Austin neighborhood. That offers a strong sense of place for relocating families.
Okay, so let's try and consolidate all this for you. We've basically got a clear playbook to guide your next steps, right? To really maximize your chances, first, you need to act immediately. Start that research, reach out to schools as soon as you know you're moving. Don't wait. Second, prioritize flexible schools in those first inquiries. Make it really clear you're a relocating family. Third, get your documents ready promptly. Things like recent report cards, any test scores, immunization records. Delays here can really cost you a spot. Fourth, be transparent. Clearly communicate your expected move date, your desired start dates to the admissions offices. It helps them understand your situation, your urgency. And finally, definitely inquire about wait lists and financial aid. Understand their policies, the timelines. These can be quite different for relocating families versus local applicants. And this brings up an important question for you to think about. Beyond just getting a spot, how might this whole process navigating these competitive admissions, especially with virtual tools and a tight deadline, how might that actually help prepare both you and your child? Prepare you for the adaptability, the resilience you need in a new city.
That's a really interesting thought. Look, navigating this transition is a big test, no doubt about it. But with a strategic approach, and by really focusing on those schools designed for flexibility and support, you absolutely can find the right fit for your child in Austin. Start exploring those unique, flexible options today. And remember that early outreach, like we talked about, it can make all the difference.